It started as a weekend drive, 2 hours north of town, toward a place people mentioned only in lowered voices. The old quarry road, where the rain pools like mirrors and the wind never seems to stop. The story, they say, is real. No fancy retelling, just names left out and dates blurring. Because the people involved don't want the spotlight, only the warning. Mara and Evan took that road at dusk. The mist sat low across the gravel, a soft blanket that made the trees seem closer than they were. They weren't thrill-seekers. They were looking for quiet, a view, something distant from the city's fluorescent heart. The sign at the fork had fallen decades ago. Wooden letters rotted, arrows useless. You could go left toward the old caretaker's cottage or right toward the quarry ledge where the water is black even at noon. They went left, the safer choice, so they thought. The cottage had a slanted porch and a window glowing amber from a single lamp, almost inviting. Evan knocked, and the door opened before his knuckles met wood. An old caretaker stood there, face thin and eyes kind, like someone who used to be a teacher, someone who had seen more winters than he'd planned. He told them the usual warnings. The road slips after rain. The stone breaks beneath unsteady feet. Voices carry farther than they should. He never said haunted. He didn't have to. Then he asked, "You saw the figure, didn't you?" Mara said no. Evan shook his head. The caretaker turned his gaze toward the trees, like listening to something none of them could hear. "You'll see it on the way back," he said. "Don't follow." They thanked him and left, hearts tight against ribs. 10 minutes down the road, the mist thickened, and there it was. A person-shaped shadow stood at the bend, not facing them but angled toward the darkness between pines. No face, no hands visible, just a shape that should have been wrong against the light, but wasn't. Mara slowed. Evan said, "Keep going." The figure lifted a hand, not a wave exactly, but a gesture that felt like gravity tilting. It stepped into the trees, and the gap between trunks opened like a hallway, welcoming, impossible. They drove past, breath held, and in the rear-view mirror, the corridor of trees was gone. No trail, only black pine and wet leaves. When they reached the main road, Evan looked back again. The caretaker's lamp had vanished. Cottage swallowed by night. Weeks later, Mara woke at 3:14, the hallway light in her apartment blinking once, then steady. Evan's phone pinged, 3 identical photos sent from an unknown number, a bend in a gravel road, a smear of mist, and a shadow in the trees. They never went back. The story is told, they say, to keep others from turning left. It's not about ghosts. It's about following what shouldn't be followed, about how ordinary warnings become anchors. So, what do you think? Was it a trick of the mist, a shared fear, or something that waits on roads like this for anyone who slows? If this gave you chills, like, share, and comment with your theories, and don't forget to subscribe for more true event horror. We read every story you send, and maybe next time, yours will be the warning.